Live from Israel, it's John's Place. Once again, my co-host this evening is Mr. Paul Weiner, chairman of the Likud Anglo Division. Is that your new title?
Yes.
Okay, just want to verify that. We also have some guests in our studio audience tonight, Mr. Steve Printer and Mr. Eric Dentist. Steve and Eric. And of course, our producer is here in town, the one and only Heidi. Say hi to Heidi, everybody.
Hi.
Okay. Tonight's show is called Dumb and Dumber. Why is it called Dumb and Dumber? I'm not exactly sure, but that's what we're using. So, what?
Karen Albert.
Karen! How are you, Karen? Mazel tov to the engagement of your son. Anyway, in the news, though it is the summertime and the Israeli news cycle is still underground with all the pushing and shoving with the elections coming up, we decided to pick a topic that is upcoming also in the news, in the international news, none other than Taib and Omar, two of the quartet or the dynamic duo, or whatever you want to call them, the Mod Squad, or the Odd Squad.
Or the
That would have been a good title, the Odd Squad.
the Mad Squad.
All kidding aside. So there is a big controversy going on. Should the Israeli government allow these two anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, anti-American progressives, new heads of the Democratic Party spokespeople, should they be allowed to come to Israel on some kind of fact-finding mission? Now, everyone has an opinion on this or they don't, but I'm going to tell you right here, though I don't believe anybody with the credentials of these two women should be allowed into Israel. In all due respect to the Congress of the United States, we should let them in. And I think also we should let them in and view what's going on so that they could report back to their Jewish Democratic supporters over in America. Okay, Paul, what do you think about them coming or not coming or staying in America?
Well, I'm personally indifferent, but if they're going to come to Israel, proper and spew their anti-Semitic, anti-Israel talk, they shouldn't be welcome. But if they want to come and then go to the territories and be just like all our friends in the Fatah and the Hamas and Hezbollah and the Iranians and the Syrians and all those people, then let them go there and spend their time in the Palestinian areas. I have no problem with that.
I don't believe they should be allowed nor welcome in Yad Vashem. They don't belong there. They are people who sympathize with the Holocaust, and they're cheapening it due to the immigration policies of Donald Trump and all those other things. Which brings us to another point of Mr. Donald Trump. He is being raked over the coals because they say, mentioning that these people should go back to their homes or they should straighten out the countries they came from, is a racist statement. Now, I personally don't see what's the racism involved in that comment. He didn't call him out for being Muslim. He didn't call him out for being black. Is there a special name for a black Muslim? I'm just curious. You're no longer an African American. No. You're not an African American. You're a Muslim, African Muslim, black. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just curious.
But actually, he never...
How is that a racist comment? How is that a racist comment when he called them out? And how is it a problem when he calls them out and says they are anti-Semitic and they are anti-Israel? And then there's a new uproar. How dare you say, how dare you speak about these brave women, these women who are working for the human rights of people around the world? How dare you say that they should go home to their other countries? So there is an uproar about that.
He didn't actually say go home to their country. The people had a chance, and that's what they accused him of. Actually, he said that you should first, if you don't like America, go home to your own country. Go to your countries first and make them better and come back.
Listen, we had slogans in the 70s and 80s. This is America. Love it or leave it. Way before the Muslims had any hold. This is pre-Obama when he planted the seeds so the likes of these two women and the other two can grow and fester under 8 years of Obama. Okay? America, love it or leave it. It was a common statement. It wasn't anything racist. It wasn't anything that was so unbelievably out of the norm. America, love it or leave it. It was a statement on everyone's back bumper.
Yeah, it was all over the bumper stickers, patches, everything. People were patriotic, even some people maybe weren't. But
okay, now.
But you do know that in 2016, she was at something. She had to get dragged out with her big mouth and everything.
That was at a Trump rally.
And she told Trump to go back to Europe or something like this. So she's allowed
go back to where York came from.
So she's allowed to say this anti-white Caucasian thing because that's the in thing in America now. But heaven forbid somebody interpret somebody the way they want to interpret to say that he's whatever he isn't.
All right, let's go a little bit further here because I realize that these two women and their two cohorts do hate Israel. And at least 3 of them are anti-Semitic. I'm out on one of them, and I don't want to call her out.
Which one are you?
I don't want to call out AOC as being anti-Semitic because I really have not felt her core of anti-Semitism, except for stupid statements of concentration camps on the border. But I don't think she's a vehemently anti-Semite as the other 3. That does not make you an anti-Semite. That makes you a dumb or dumber. Anyway,
but you didn't include her in the dumber dumbers.
No, well, she's not coming on the trip. Okay. What I want to understand, again, on the lines of Dumb and Dumber, is the American Jewish leadership and the Jewish organizations who want to take Donald Trump to task on everything he says about these 4 SOBs, okay? They hate Israel. They hate America. What is wrong with the statement? Why are the likes of Greenblatt from the ADL, what is he coming out and calling Trump to task for calling them out as being haters of Israel and anti-Semites? Are they not? Why are the Jewish leaders, why are the Orthodox rabbinical leaders in America coming out and saying, well, yes, we can like and support what Donald Trump has done for Israel, but we should call him out what he is. He's a racist and he's not a good person. Is there a problem? Is he on the, no. Now, I don't understand. Why do we have to bring that up, that he's a racist or he's a white supremacist, which is all false, and he's anti-Semitic? Why can't these rabbis get up Shabbat morning in front of their congregants and say, you know what? All of you damn fools, Dumb and Dumber, hiding your heads in the sand, and 70 or 80% of you are still going to vote Democratic. Why doesn't he get up there and say, listen, as they say, Rabbosai, Rabbotai? Why are you demonizing Donald Trump? This man, since the state of Israel has been created after God's choices, in modern history, there has been no one close to a world leader that has ever supported Israel like this and the Jewish people. Yet, the so-called religious leadership, who should know more, who are more involved, why would they pull him to task? Why would they say he shouldn't talk about these women that way? He shouldn't use racial slurs, which he never did. I want to understand that. What are they trying to prove?
I want to bring up one thing. You know,
only one.
Yeah, about Dumb and Dumber. One of the 2 of them mentioned the fact that Jesus Christ was actually a Palestinian Arab and not Jesus Christ. You know, I mean, this is hundreds of years He was there hundreds of years before
The Muslim religion.
religion even started. So they're trying to rewrite.
What are you messing with the facts?
Because they're trying
Fake
to,
news.
because they're trying to rewrite history.
And the Jews are handing them the pen. Here you go, Jews. Rewrite history.
Well, I'm not surprised about American Jews doing these types of things, unfortunately.
I want to know, when people write that check for the ADL, American Defamation League, do they realize what they're supporting there? Do they realize where their money's going? When the NYU alumni or the alumni of all these big universities, the Jewish people write their checks, do they realize that these universities are pushing the BDS movement, are making the likes of Talib and Omar important because of the boycotts of Israel? But let's talk about something that happened yesterday that was voted down in Congress, the BDS law.
Well, they passed a resolution against BDS.
Against BDS, but it
was a very large majority.
Omar wanted to bring it up that we're allowed to have a BDS movement in America.
Exactly.
We're allowed to condemn Israel. We're allowed to boycott Israel. Why is there a Jewish organization out there looking to support these people? Why?
They're mentally ill.
When they spit around the Holocaust like it's a joke, that these poor people are held in the borders and in Mexico and Texas, I've read articles. They get 3 meals a day, 2 snacks, a shower every day, toiletries. I hate to say lahavdil. Let's not even compare them. I want them to ask the remaining Holocaust survivors, how few there are today, how was the toothpaste you used in the concentration camps? How was the food? Was the food any good there as they were starving? How dare they say that they're comparing concentration camps to the way the immigrants are treating? That mothers who take a 6-month-old baby